Hey everybody, Matt Papa here. So I have two courses on my website. I'd love for you to check them out. One is a sort of rapid fire masterclass on songwriting, on writing music for the church. Any and all the wisdom and lessons that I've learned over the years from doing this, I kind of jam pack them into that lesson. And that training is for anybody and everybody. If you want to grow and develop as a writer, specifically as a writer for writing songs for the church, that course is for you. I'd love for you to check it out. However, this course, if you're watching this video, this course is more designed for the leader. So the leader, maybe you're interested in creating a culture of songwriting at your church. Maybe you're interested, you'd really love to see your church writing more songs, doing albums, that sort of a thing. This training is for you. So maybe you're a worship pastor, worship leader, executive pastor, or just a lay leader at your church. I'd love to see that. But you have a vision in your mind maybe for, you'd really love to see your church doing this, writing songs, making albums, doing all that, and just the energy and vitality and life that brings to a church, but you don't quite know the ABCD of how to get there. I would love to help you. That's what this course is for. That's who this course is for. So why am I doing this course? Well, because number one, it's what I know. I've been a part of so many writer retreats and conferences and workshops over the years, and I've led so many over the years, from my early days at Centricity to now with Getty Music and various church contexts along the way. I've put on these workshops and intensives and year-long kind of systems in place where we create a writing culture, and I've seen it work well, and I've seen it not work well, and so I'd love to help you with this process. Number two, I believe in this, so I'm a product of this. I wouldn't be songwriting today had it not been for some of those writing workshops and retreats and sessions where I'm co-writing and working with another writer, and just the light bulbs going off, and you have these amazing experiences. It kind of unlocks something inside of you as a writer and as a Christian, and it's an amazing thing. So I really believe in this. I'm a product of this, and I would love to see people just get that light bulb moment there for you in your church. So it's a year-long system, or that's at least the suggestion. You can make it shorter, you can make it longer, but it's a system that I've created for you to walk through on how to create a culture of songwriting. And that's the unique thing about this training. So there's a lot of trainings on how to be a writer. Like I said, you can check that course out on my website as well. But this course is specifically designed for the leader of the community to say, how can you as a leader shepherd and create an entire culture of songwriters? So that's what I would love to help you do. Now, if you've tried to do this before, you know it's not easy. It is complicated. Writers are complicated. Artists are complicated. And you're into the room. You're going to have walk different personalities. You're going to have somebody come in the room who's maybe a very experienced writer, but maybe a more quiet personality. And then you're going to have walk the room somebody who is a very inexperienced writer, but a very loud, opinionated personality. How do you work with those two people in the same room, maybe in the same even writing group? How do you work with those people? How do you create an environment that is both sort of rigid enough and simple enough for the inexperienced writer to kind of have training wheels to say, how can I get going, and how can I see progress and get a win, and just kind of get moving along in this journey of becoming a writer? So how can you create those sort of rules and structure and order for that writer, but also an environment that is sort of free enough or chaotic enough where you have writers who come in who are experienced, who want to break the rules, who already know the rules, but they want to break the rules, and they want to spread their wings and be creative and do all these different things. How do you create an environment that is great for both people, that helps both people win? That is the challenge, and that's what I want to help you do. So I've created the system. You walk through it for a year, and it's amazing to see the way those light bulb moments happen for people, and the friendships that it unlocks, and the writers that it unlocks, and of course the songs that it unlocks. So I want to kind of set up the tension first of all, or maybe answer some objections. Number one, well, it's expensive. Well, I created this training because it's much less expensive than if you were to have me or someone like me come out to your church. You have the travel expenses and all that. This is a way simpler and more economical way to do this. And in the training is 4 video courses and a Zoom call where I can kind of help you with the implementation. And another kind of maybe objection you may have would be like, well, this, like if I set out to do this arts ministry, sometimes with the arts, we have this notion, and I do almost every day. Like as a songwriter, I think like, is what I'm doing just a big waste of time? And you might say like, oh, I'm gonna pay for this course, and I'm just gonna watch these videos, and I'm gonna try to write songs with my team, and it's just gonna go nowhere, and it's just gonna be a big waste of time. Well, I'm sympathetic to that objection because I have lived it. I mean, every day I get up and work on songs, and I have no idea if any of them are any good, and most of the time they just sort of live on my laptop, and no one ever hears them but me and God, and maybe sometimes my wife, and my kids. But that is part of the journey. And let me pitch it to you this way. You know, if you think about what is art, art is just deepened reflection and meditation on God or something God has made, and it's calling others into that very same act of deepened reflection and meditation. That's what art is. And so it's saying, hey, I'm look at that's amazing, and you wrestle with it, and you grapple with it, and you say, what is it? And you wrestle with the profundity of it, and you say you want to understand it, and you say you help others see the profundity of that thing. It's wonder, awakening wonder, right? And so worst case scenario is this: like you pay for this course, and you walk through, and you work, labor as a songwriter, and you help others to labor as a songwriter for a season. And what do? You open scripture, and you work to meditate and reflect and understand who God is, and to create art, and to learn to be a better communicator of who God is and what God has done. And you're wrestling and grappling with these things, and you're trying to understand them better, and you're trying to help others understand them better. You're learning communication, and you're doing all these things, and you walk away. So like worst case scenario, you do this training and you walk through this course with your team, you become a better writer, a better communicator, a better leader, a better Christian. And so like that's worst case scenario. So you can shoot the moon with this thing. Like what's best case scenario? That I can't really name. I mean, I think a reasonable expectation would be that you take this course, and over the course of a year you end up with 10 to 12 solid, usable songs that you can use in your church, in your congregation on any given Sunday. Song for communion, a song prelude, postlude, a song during worship, for your specific sermon series. There's all these different occasions where you could plug these songs in, and then maybe you take, this would be a ton of fun. Maybe you take the best 3 to 4 of those songs, and you create an album, and you pull some funds together, resources together, and you say, hey, we want our church to kind of have a monument for the season that we've been in. This is what God has taught us. This is how faithful God has been. This is the story that God is writing through our church community. And you create an album, and that is such a beautiful thing to see. So all of this to me is about unlocking creativity in the church context. So whether you be at you could be at a large church, or you could be at a small rural church where you maybe get together with other churches and you do this thing together and you bring some people together. But to me, this whole thing is about unlocking the energy and life and creativity and wonder and all these things that come from when Christians, when writers sit down and labor and work together as a team to build and create something new and something fresh and a new song to the Lord, right? That's what we've been commanded to do. So it's awesome to see the friendships that come out of these things. It's awesome to see the writers, that the new songwriters that are born out of these things. And of course, the songs. It is amazing to see that as well. So I would encourage you to check out this course if you're a leader again, and you want your team, you want your church, your community to have fresh songs, fresh life, new songwriters, a community, a movement of songwriting. That's what this training is all about. And I try to kind of hold your hand through it, you as the leader, and say, hey, this is what I've done in the past, and this is the system that you can implement in your church. And this does not require a ton of time or energy from you. I walk through that in the training. This is very much a system that it kind of runs on itself. You just need a leader. You need someone to champion the thing and to help walk the group along from A to B. And I think if you do this over a course of a year, again, you're going to see amazing progress. You're going to see amazing songs written, and you're going to have an amazing community created in and through this. So check out that course. I hope to see you inside. Peace.